Ezekyle Abaddon, first captain of the 16th Legion, a legend of the Horus Heresy, now brought to life by JoyToy. This is a 1:18 scale figure. The box includes a fully detailed 15 cm Abaddon plus accessories. Let's take a look at the back side of the packaging. Here is Abaddon with all his gear, twin bolter, paragon blade and alternate arm, front, back and close-up shots included. Bottom of the box, Warhammer Horus Heresy logo. One side shows his full title, perfect for shelf display, clear and bold. Let's open the box and pull out the protective blister shell holding the figure. It's a standard blister, glossiness still hides some details of the figure. Let's start with his close combat weapon, Paragon Blade. These swords were forged in ancient times and used by only the Imperium's most elite. Bane Strike Combi Bolter. I like the metallic look, simple and clean. And here he is, Abaddon in all his might. Right away you can see the love in the sculpt and paintwork. He's heavy too. Also he looks better than tabletop miniature he's based on. There is also an interchangeable left hand to hold the sword. I really like how the blade shines in the light. Just plastic, but the paint job sells it. Let's go with the bolter. It's the pre-selected weapon since the left hand is already mounted in the pose. Looks great in hand. He looks seriously cool, just standing here full of menace. Now let's turn him around. Here on the left you can see the Ectonian Power Claw, a brutal weapon for close combat. And from the back, check out the details on the Cataphracti Terminator armor. JoyToy really nailed the look. At first I didn't want to buy him mainly because of the screaming face, but the more I look, the more I like it. Skin tones, shading, the eyes, it's all really well painted. The right shoulder pad has the Sons of Horus icon, the eye with a snake weaving through the edge. The left shoulder also shows the Legion symbol, a bit less detailed but still super cool. Now turning him around again to check the back of the shoulder pads. I like that 1/3 of them share the same sculpt. Really nice work on the back of the legs, layered armor plates, edge highlights, clips and battle scratches. Molecular bonding studs on the back of the shoulders and sides of the legs add some really fine detail to the armor. There are also lots of tiny scratches and engraved runes across the armor. They are subtle but add depth and character to the whole model. Belt shows the Legion symbol with leather-like straps, each ending in an eye icon. The plastic here is softer to mimic the real leather. More runes and scratches are visible on the front of the leg, small but full of character. The Ectonian Power Claw is a masterpiece on its own, modified from a standard design, painted and vivid red, with an eye symbol on top. The claw connects to the rest of the arm with cables, and I love this added detail. It gives it that tech Warhammer vibe. Whether you are looking up close or from distance, the model just looks amazing. It will really stand out on the shelf. Just want to show Paragon Blade once more. One side is more decorated, but overall just look how it shines. Dark metallic with sharp highlights. Now let's take a look at the articulation. The head rotates a full 360 degrees, which is always fun to see on a model like this. There is also a decent range when nodding the head to the sides and forward, but not too much to the backward because of the hair. Shoulders and arms are mounted on a double hinge, so there is a surprising amount of motion. You can stretch the arms away from the torso, plus up and down. Hinged shoulder pads help keep the positioning natural and tight. The arms can also rotate a full 360 degrees, great flexibility for dynamic poses. The torso has a surprisingly good range of motion, pretty close to what a real human body can do. The chest, abs and the waist are three separate parts, so Not only can you rotate, but there is actual bending movement as well. The elbow joints use a double hinge too, giving plenty of motion. You can also rotate the arm in the biceps, not shown here, but it's there. Lots of room to experiment with different poses. The power claw is articulated as well. The thumb can rotate and bend, while the other fingers are fixed at the base but bendable from the second joint. You can get some really expressive hand gestures out of it. The second arm, of course, has the same articulation as the first. Alright, let's check the legs now. I'll try to rotate one full 360 degrees, and yeah, it's going pretty smooth so far. Kia! And the leg just popped off. I guess there is a limit to rotation after all. No worries though, looks like it's just a pec joint. Hopefully I can snap it back. Okay, looks good now. Crisis averted, let's continue with the review. The new joints use a double hinge as well, which allows for a surprisingly good range of motion, great for posing in a dynamic stances. Last but not least, the feet. There is some room for rotation, and you can also bend them slightly forward and backward, though it feels a bit tight, so I wouldn't force it too much. Now let's bring in some of his Legion mates for comparison. Here is the Legion Primarch, the War Master himself, Horus. The figure just radiates command presence. And here is a Justinian Terminator armed with multi-melta. You can clearly see the size difference. Abaddon is an absolute beast. He is both bulkier and taller than the standard Terminator. Next to the other around Horus, it's clear why he is the first captain. And just for fun, here is a regular Space Marine in MK4 armor. Looks tiny next to these elite guys. Imagine how small a normal human being would be. Okay, that's it. Now my final thoughts. I guess from now on I'll probably be comparing every named character figure except the Primarchs to Abaddon, just to see if they hold up to the same standard. The sculpting here is even more detailed than the tabletop miniature. Every element feels deliberate, especially engraved runes and battle scratches all over him. The paintwork is just juicy. That deep black Justinian armor with vivid red accents on the power claw, shoulder pad and knee guard, it's beautiful. Of course, the edge highlights are the cherry on top, making the whole figure stand out even more. So if you are collecting Sons of Horus or iconic characters, or just looking to start your Warhammer collection, this is one figure I can't recommend enough. Unless you have a bigger budget, in that case, get Horus. Thanks for watching, let me know what you think about this figure in the comments below. Ciao.